Aloha, shamans, and welcome to our little corner of the galaxy here in this dimensional space called EarthStar Spiritual Center in Greensboro, North Carolina. It is Friday night. We are live. It's April 5th, 2024. So I'm your host tonight, Dale Stacy. I am a shamanic life coach, and we have a special guest with us from out of state, from Virginia, Miss Heidi Fire Owl. Hello, Heidi. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. Hope you've had a wonderful day so far.
Yes.
And I know lots of folks are talking about the upcoming solar eclipse we're going to have on Monday. So this will be a good time to use our healing night to talk about not only the solar eclipse, but emotional healing, some of the other bizarre things that people are saying about the solar eclipse and what it means and what they may want to do and not do, and maybe some traditional things, non-traditional things. So that would be great if we could do that. And let's see, we got Kelly's signed in already tonight. So hello, Kelly. Great seeing you again. Thank you for being here with us. All right, so let's jump right into some slides and then we'll see where we go from there. All right, so we are here for emotional healing. It is April 5th, 2024 with our solar eclipse. And we are EarthStar Spiritual Center, multi-faith church for living aloha since 2002. Our core beliefs are aloha, so all loving God, love, oneness, heart path, and as above, so below. Yes. And these are some of the things we do here at EarthStar Spiritual Center. You can see to the center and left of the aloha bubble, those are some of the healing modalities that we can help you with. And the little clouds to the right of the aloha bubble, that's some of the things that we can do with shamanic life coaching. So those are some of the services we can offer, and all that contact info will be in the show notes. And these are some of the upcoming classes we have. Just in April, we have Reiki 1 and 2, we have Earth Superpowers and Qigong. In May, we have Huna, also the second class of Qigong. And in June, we have shamanic life coaching, also the third class of Qigong, and also sound energy healing. And then in July, we have our Merkaba Alpha to Omega. And then should you want to be a certified Qigong teacher, that class will also be in July. So all those that info is in the show notes. You can check on the website. All right. Well, Heidi, we want to talk about our healing tonight. So as we mentioned, our emotional energy, healing, wellness, just what is healing and how can we approach this healing aspect, especially with our emotional energy and the upcoming solar eclipse. So when we think about energy healing or energy wellness, emotional wellness, remember to think about that we are mind, body, and spirit. This is how we create. So if we created any sort of imbalance with emotional energy and our wellness, then it's going to take mind, body, and spirit to create a new blueprint, like you see down at the bottom. And the new blueprint is to feel great. Right? That's what we want to be. We want to feel great because that's our default. Our default is to be a spiritual person, a spiritual energy, and we just happen to be in a human form, this particular incarnation. But that's our default, to be happy, to be whole, to be well, to be strong, to be empowered. So we have to find out what's taking us away from that. So in other words, what are our expectations for our life, for our emotional wellness, energy healing, emotional healing? And then you have to decide, of course, what is healing for you? Is it mind, body, and spirit? Or do you just try to focus on one of those aspects and not giving you the opportunity to use the whole part of you to truly be whole? Right. So Heidi, also, I know we've talked about this with our Qigong also, is at calm, balance, and harmony. That is our dimensional healing. So we want to make sure that we understand how to be calm, how to be balanced, and how to be in harmony. Okay. All right, now, some things about the solar eclipse before we get into Fire Owl's interpretations of all these wonderful things. We know it's basically that the moon is between the sun and the earth, so that's a solar eclipse. It generally happens about 1 to 5 times a year somewhere on planet Earth, because when you got this third rock from the sun and you have the the moon rotating around it, there's going to be times throughout the year where there will either be a total or partial eclipse. When we think about some of the esoteric meanings with the moon, we know the moon represents water and emotional stability within us. It also reflects that about a solar eclipse. It could be simply a shamanic death. It could be rebirth. It could be renewal, and it could be an awakening. Heidi, is there anything, Fire Owl, you want to add anything to this particular slide? Anything that comes to mind?
Just one of the things is, since you're talking about the moon here, people talk about the full moon or they talk about, the moon phases and how we are affected by the moon phases, and we're affected because of the gravitational pull. And how that is because of the water and mineral balance in our body. So, we are water and we are minerals, and the ocean is water and minerals. And so when the tide fluctuates according to the moon cycle. So, that gravitational pull creates the high and the low tides. So when we understand that, and we understand that we are water and minerals, we can understand that moon gravitational pull also affects us. So a lot of people physically may experience vertigo symptoms during this time, or they might have more blood pressure issues, or anything that has to do with your water and mineral balance. So it's really important to drink a lot of water during this time and make sure that you're getting adequate minerals so that you have that balance. And, so that you're also balanced in your life. So, getting outside before the eclipse, not on the day of the eclipse, but this weekend is a good time to really just get outside. The weather's supposed to be nice. Get outside, get grounded, take your shoes off, really connect with Mother Earth, and again, make sure that your water and minerals are balanced.
Oh, that's wonderful.
That will help. It'll help to balance out your emotions.
Yes. Right. So great things to do in preparation for what's going to happen on Monday. And let me just introduce everybody to Heidi. Heidi is one of our intuitive shamans. We've been friends for well over 2 decades, I think now. So, and Heidi lives up in Virginia. Of course, we're in North Carolina. Now, Heidi, I don't know if we have time to go over all the things that you do and that you know about, because you really are truly are earth spirit, cosmic spirit. You are into homesteading. My goodness, you can cook, you can make things. You're crafty. You have a shaman shack. You do energy work. You do shamanic work. You live by a beautiful lake. So you have all you animal communicator. You love pets. You love animals. So tell us a little more about yourself. Anything in depth you'd like to share?
So I just mainly I'm an intuitive, and that's how I do all of my work, even preparing food.
Yes.
So everything I do is based on intuition and just feeling into things, and really trying to stay in balance in that way through just intuitively feeling into stuff. And if it doesn't feel right, or if something doesn't if something feels off, or if something feels great, and then also I help people and animals through my intuitive abilities. I have, I'm clairvoyant, clairaudient, clairsentient. So I work on all of those levels. So the information that I get is through all of that. And I'm also able to teach people how to cultivate those skills and those intuitive abilities that they have, because we're all intuitive. So I'm also able to help people through teaching them how to cultivate their own intuitive abilities.
Oh, and that's wonderful. And we happened to meet at the Cherokee Full Circle teachings that were taught by Dr. J.T. Garrett and Dr. Michael Garrett. They're both with the Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians. So we met there back in the, well, I guess mid-90s, because you were there during the first part of all that, weren't you?
Yes.
Yeah. So we've been doing that for twice a year since the mid 90s. So we definitely have been infused with this wonderful Cherokee spirituality too. Now, did you have a heritage with the Cherokee energy, Cherokee family genealogy, or?
Yeah. So I have Native family, and on my dad's side, and so a lot of people a lot of people say, well, I feel really drawn to Native American teachings, and it'll come at certain times in people's lives. Sometimes a person's really young, and sometimes you're a lot older before you're like, I don't know what it is, but I keep getting drawn back to this. So my dad, he's always loved everything. He's always, tried to share, that part of the family, or, that part of our heritage. And for a long time, I just wasn't interested. And then there was a time I had a shamanic death. And after that, it was like, okay, I really felt the connection there. So, yeah, so I just, I was drawn to, study more. And I ended up there during, actually after a shamanic death. And the whole story of how I connected with grandfather, and the whole full circle is pretty interesting. Again, that would take a long time to tell, but there are no coincidences, and we end up where we are at the time that we're supposed to be there. So it was just a beautiful, a beautiful experience for me to really be put into that, even and knowing, there are no coincidences, and you are where you're supposed to be at that time. And for me, that when all of that happened, and then I ended up in Cherokee and I started studying, it really made sense. So yeah, I was drawn there, and through my own DNA of Native American heritage. Yeah.
Yes, and that's great that we were able to connect through that spirituality.
Yes.
And so wonderful, all those teachings of right relationship. That J.P. and Michael taught, and it was wonderful to learn that Cherokee way of really the circle of life. So it's wonderful also that all that has been added to our aspects of cosmic spirituality. Yes, and it's just wonderful. I love that that's part of my shamanic toolbox too.
It's I mean, the teachings of harmony and balance, that I learned through Full Circle, and from grandfather, from JT, definitely, of course I'm human. So, practicing it all the time is like, wait a minute. But the teachings allow you to catch yourself, and to, and to recalibrate. So yeah.
That's great. All right. So now everybody knows who you are, and they know that you know stuff. So that's great. So listen to her intently and take notes and watch the replay. And make sure you, this is a live chat. So join us when you get a chance, and ask any questions, anything like that. And we'll be happy to jump right in and let's go from there. Okay? All right. So let's go back to the slides then. And Heidi, if you see anything, just jump in, and we can kind of just bat this around a little. Anything else with this as far as just on a basic, just a primary sense, anything other than shamanic death, rebirth, renewal, anything about the awakenings with solar eclipse?
So just so that people remember, and I say remember, because here's the deal. We all have this information. We just have amnesia. So, and we have amnesia because of all of the programming that we've been, subjected to, and society, and and everything. So I just want to remind everybody that you have all of this information that we're sharing. You just need to remember it.
Yes.
And during times like, especially this time, this solar eclipse, this if you understand the moon, okay, and you understand the sun and the importance of the sun. And do you have a slide on the sun, or
let me go to the next slide, because it sounds like some good stuff you're talking about. Yeah, there we go. How about that? Yeah. So when we think about the solar eclipse, then it's a great time to evaluate our emotional health and wellness. Remember, if we take a look at the eclipse itself from two different sides, because we want to be dimensional in our thinking and our understanding of the cosmos. So imagine, as we look at the eclipse from the earth side, right, we're going to see the darkness, and that's going to represent the inner or the hidden self. Okay? And all the things that are going on there. So anything you want to speak to about that, Heidi, about the inner self, the hidden self, and how we can use that in our healing way?
So the cool thing about doing healing work is that you are not, I teach people, don't limit yourself to, this positive aspect of everything, because we have a light and we have a dark, or what people call the shadow self. And those are the hidden parts of us that a lot of people don't want to look at. And I want to remind you that, if we didn't have that shadow part of us, if we didn't have that darkness or that inner hidden self part, we would not have the light. So the darkness cannot survive without light, and light cannot survive without dark. It's, there's that balance there. So it's really important during this time to understand that if you're if you're experiencing emotions that are coming up, like, and that you feel like you should not be experiencing them, like anger, or you're sad, or you have some bouts of grief, or you're irritated or agitated, you're saying things that you say you don't mean to say, or you're feeling jealous or envious, or any, those are all parts of our shadow. And so just embrace those. And you can work through that stuff, and also understand that where there is darkness, there is light. So that's the importance of that balance. So we don't want to push that stuff away. We don't want to be that all the time, but we just want to embrace it and understand that, in order to have the balance, you need the dark and the light.
Yes, just like a coin, right? We have heads and tails, so it's the same side of who we are. Patty, thanks for joining us tonight. Hope you've had a great day.
And so for the eclipse, it's so beautiful because it reminds us, the moon and the sun, it reminds us of the darkness and the light. And it is teaching us about balance. And it's also teaching us that, the sun is so important. I mean, without the sun, we have no life. And so Mother Earth is really giving us the opportunity on Monday to go into introspection, to, I advise people to stay indoors. And this is just the information that I'm sharing from my teachings and from my understandings. So there's a million different perspectives out there. You can choose whichever one you want. But for me, it's a time of introspection. It's a time of balance, of really looking at the moon and the sun, and looking at them as guides to show us what it's like to be in the darkness, and then to come out of that back into the light. So that's where the shamanic death and rebirth comes in.
Yes. And also, as we're speaking about this from a dimensional sense, then remember, if we look at all this from the sun's viewpoint, right?
Yeah.
So we're looking at it from the earth viewpoint, and we see the darkness, and we go to the hidden self. But let's also look at it from the sun's viewpoint, and that's the sun doing what the sun does. It shines its beautiful light, and it's shining its light right on the moon. So if the moon represents this emotional field within us, well, the sun is providing that great light to shine on that outer sense of who we are, our unique expression of our one infinite creator, right? It's there to light the greatness that is within us, the outer self, how we express ourselves to our outer world, to our other selves and Mother Earth and the cosmos. And it helps us to understand that our emotions are our fuel. It is the fuel that helps us to do everything. It's just think, when you are passionate about something, you can't wait to get up in the morning to do that again, and to do it in the morning, do it in the afternoon, the evening. Sometimes you don't even want to go to sleep because you just love who you are and what you're doing. So make sure we realize that whenever we have this a true emotional empowerment, we are fueling our reality each and every day, 24/7, 365, or 366 this year, since it's leap. So make sure that we understand the solar eclipse from both sides. Remember, the heads and tail of the same coin. So we understand the inner hidden self and the power of that darkness within us, helping us to live that inner self and to bring that to the light so that we can share all that wonderful selfhood with the rest of the world and rest of the cosmos. It's a wonderful thing to know that we are emotionally empowered. So I would invite you to make sure you embrace your emotions. Any emotions that you feel that you are not able to control in some way, then find a way to bring yourself back to balance. Remember, as we spoke about earlier, any type of healing is mind, body, and spirit. If we use the mind, body, and spirit to create an imbalance, then this is the only way we're going to create balance, is to use mind, body, and spirit to come back to balance and come back to our selfhood and to realize our unique expression of the one infinite creator, of being this emotionally well and balanced individual, because we're here to serve others, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And so, Heidi, when we think about the solar eclipse, what were some of the things? I know we were talking earlier, some of the things you hear other people talk about, and some of the things that you may want to consider, doing. I mean, do we want to be outside? Do we want to be outside partying during a solar eclipse, or do we truly want to go within and to find that quiet space within us and allow it to be a healing experience?
Okay, so I want to tell people that one of the things that I do when I need answers, or when I am uncertain about something, I will go and I will sit outside and I will ask nature, or I will observe nature. And when I do that, the animals and nature always provide the answers for me. So, what I would encourage people to do, okay, I personally would not be outside during the day of eclipse. From my teachings, from basically from a Native American perspective, it is a time for introspection. It's a time to be inside, indoors, and to honor Mother Earth, Father Sky, to honor the sun and the moon in a way that we take that time to deliberately set intentions, to go inside ourselves and to really process, because the sun and the moon during that eclipse, again, we're experiencing, they are showing us metamorphically, they're showing us they're showing us death and rebirth. So taking us into the dark and bringing us back out into the light. During that time, if you pay attention to nature, there is not going to be a sound out there. There is not going to be insects or animals stirring around. they are going to be laying low. So if you choose to be out during the eclipse, I highly encourage you to be still, to be quiet, and to pay attention to nature, because nature. I say they because there's a lot of nature spirits.
Yeah.
They are really going to guide you and help, give you the information about what you should be doing. You know, all these people go out and they buy those glasses and they have these parties and they're sitting out in their yard, looking, and we're told don't look at the sun because it'll burn your eyeballs out, or whatever. We've heard this for, all our lifetime. And then we have other people who talk about worshiping the sun, sun worshipers. So worshiping the sun, again, that is we do that. We do. And during this eclipse, the sun is basically giving us information of her power, of her importance. And we should honor that, and honor that by, really just staying indoors and allowing her and nature to do its thing.
Yes. Yeah. And that's a wonderful idea, to let people take nature's cue here. The animals will be quiet. So maybe we want to also. Yeah.
They will be. And just, here's the thing. So we have just been going through so much on this earth, right?
Yes.
And people are really, so many people are at their limit. They feel like they're just, dredging through all of this sludge, and, they're just surviving. And all these people are so tired. And I am telling you, this is such an opportunity for you to really, really, really allow Mother Earth to show you, hello, this is what you can do. You can put all of this down, whatever it is that you want to let go of, whatever it is that you are ready to, just let it go. Set your intentions. And when, we have 4 minutes, that's it, it's 4 minutes, right? But the energies are going to last for a lot longer. So during that time, you can really focus and pay attention and really set your intentions on what you want to let go, what you want to release, and what is it that you want to come to light in your life? What is it that you want to manifest? What is it that you are ready for? Because the sun is saying, here, it's new. We're, it's all going to be new. So we have this opportunity. And you can look at other things, the Bible, and other people's teachings and perspectives, because there's a million a million Bible references that people references according to the eclipse and stuff like that. But really, it doesn't have to be complicated.
Yes.
Just understand that we're dealing with darkness and light. Just like us, we have darkness, we have light, just like anything. And that's about balance, and it's about death and rebirth. Yes. So that is really the essence of this eclipse. And it's an opportunity for you to do some serious work for yourself personally and for your life. It's really given us a good opportunity to just go within, stay inside, honor the earth, honor the sun, and respect. And as humans, we haven't learned. Again, actually tonight, somebody told me, did you know Walmart sold out of their solar eclipse glasses? I'm like, no, it's no surprise that they sold out of them. It's no surprise, because we haven't learned.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm just, I personally will be inside. I personally will be manifesting intentions and honoring that time, just being quiet and praying.
Yes,
really.
I think so too. And hello, Jimmy. How you doing tonight? Thanks for joining us. Hope you had a great day. Well, it was great you mentioned that about rebirth, because that's what I think the eclipse is kind of, if we could think about a figurative, in the darkness there, we're actually given a chance to re-enter the womb.
Yes.
Of course, it's going to be very quick. This is very dimensional. So it's just a 4 minutes, something like a couple of seconds, right? Birth. I mean, we're like being shot right out. So right back out the light in less than 4.5 minutes.
Ready?
Yeah, so it's a quick one. But like you said, it's a quick rebirth, yet it's going to have a lifetime of effect on us as who we are going forward in our life right now on Mother Earth, on this wonderful transition of ascension shamanism that we're all going through. Yeah. And
well,
so,
the sun is so powerful. So, this really is a time for people to, if you don't know how important the sun is, please go do some research on it, because literally we cannot live without the sun.
yes.
And it's not harmful. It doesn't harm you.
Yes. No, our ancestors have been doing it for 2 to 3 million years, so I think it's okay. Plus, we have a relationship with the sun and Mother Earth. So all we have to do is talk to the sun, talk to Earth, talk to our body, and trying to find that symbiotic relationship, where it's okay. And of course, if you feel yourself getting hot and burned, well, then go inside, put some clothing on, do something. I mean, it's just common sense stuff. Now, what Jeanne and I are going to do is we're probably going to do some drumming just in the sunroom. That way we're not outside. We have a roof over us, but we'll still be able to see the light getting dimmed. And I think we're just going to do, I'll play the powwow and Jeanne's going to play the djembe. And we'll probably just do our own little meditation, probably 15 minutes before, 15 minutes after, just to kind of soothe that transition during that rebirth, that renewal. So that would be very nice to do that. Yeah, to have that. And I would encourage everyone else to find some sort of exercise or ceremony you could do. Just simply light some sage, offer some tobacco, have some flowers around, play a musical instrument if you're gifted with those things, do some singing, some toning, some humming. Okay, good. Let's see. Got Amanda's joining us, says leading a labyrinth walk that evening at dusk. That'd be great. Only new moon aspect months ago and time of dusk. Interesting gathering that people after the event. Yes, indeed. That'll be wonderful after a reawakening, rebirth to go through the experience. And Amanda's also one of our shamans. And so she'll be able to have a nice, wonderful shamanic touch to the labyrinth walks. That'd be great.
That would actually be great to hear about the energy and the people's, their energy and any kind of shifts that happened with those people after. That would be really nice to hear about that.
It'd be very nice. And those of you who are listening, if you'll go to the Simply Shaman post I put up today on Facebook, I've got 2 posts about the eclipse, one from the Navajo perspective, and then one from the Suspicious Observers, our sun reporting guy, Ben Davidson, and he gives a nice political / scientific explanation of what's going on. That way you got the best of both worlds. Now, Heidi, what would you say? How about drinking any kind of liquids during this time? Anything about that?
Yeah. So really, I would stay away from alcohol. I mean, I pretty much stay away from it now altogether anyway. Occasionally it's okay, but really, alcohol is a very low vibrational beverage. So you really just want to stay away from alcohol or recreational drugs. You don't want to do any of that. And really just, drink good, clean water. And again, make sure that your minerals are balanced, because, the more emotional stuff, the blood pressure issues, vertigo, any kind of balance issues, inner ear stuff, sinuses, water retention, all of that kind of stuff. You definitely feel all of that more, all of that physical stuff more during times like an eclipse or full moon or anything like that. So you definitely want to keep your water intake and your minerals up.
Yes, that would be great, because I'm surely at least 70% of planet Earth is aware of some sort of solar eclipse that's getting ready to happen, even though it seems like this is mostly in America. But what a wonderful time to unify our mind, body, and spirit intentions of creating planet Aloha, to think that everyone's going to be tuned in to this grand cosmic event free of charge. All we have to do is just relax, be calm, enjoy the healing, emotional healing, the mind, body, spirit healing. Yeah. So that'd be a great time to do that.
Yeah. And I'll remind people also too that, if you don't feel comfortable like doing personal work during this eclipse, do planetary work. Like, set your intention for how you want to see the world, or the planet. Like, how do you want to see things manifest? We talk about peace, or whatever, and what does it look like for you, for the earth? So if you don't want to do personal work, do planetary work.
Yes, that's wonderful. So make sure that you keep the emotional part of you intact this weekend. And I'll put on some music for you as you've heard some of the things we've talked about tonight. Let me just play a little something for about 3 minutes, just so you can take this into your entirety, mind, body, and spirit, into your wholeness, yourself. Think about your service to others and how you're going to be able to use that emotional power to instill that passion within you, to be aware of your unique expression of our one infinite creator. What are your earth superpowers? Why are you here on earth? And how are you serving others? And remember, you can say the little mantra of I am calm, I am healed, I am loved, and I am well. Okay. So let me give you a nice little meditation music with that, and just kind of track who you are and how it feels. And then we'll go from here. All right, let's try it. That's great. So hopefully you got a good chance to evaluate your inner self and your outer self, and know that you're part of the service of humanity. That's why we're here. Remember that as you think about Mother Earth this week and this weekend, make sure you place that aloha bubble around Mother Earth. grandmother moon, grandfather sun, and make sure that we understand this beautiful trinity that we're about to see in our skies above us. Wonderful that they are here to support humanity. Remember that we're all living this one collective diamond soul. This is where we are forever. One diamond, but each of us is a different facet. But we're all on this one diamond for all of eternity, learning to be loved. That's who we are. And remember that you are divine, you are awesome, you're beautiful, and you're perfect. So make sure you look divine, you act divine, you be divine. Make sure you look awesome, beautiful, and perfect. You act awesome, beautiful, and perfect, and be awesome, beautiful, and perfect. So thank you, Heidi, for joining us here tonight. Thank you for being here. And even though you're one state away, but thank you for all the wisdom you share. I'll add Heidi's contact information a little bit later in the show notes. And Heidi, you can do video remote sessions with people too, just like I do when you do your shamanic coaching and healing. So people can reach you that way, and we'll have an email for you. Yes. And thank you, Patty, for being here. Thank you so very much. Mahalo and aloha. Thank you, Patty. Thank you so much. Well, everyone, have a great weekend. Hope you have a great eclipse. Remember, do something very spiritual. Honor the inner and outer emotional stability, harmony of who you are, because that's part of our hearts. All right. Well, let's do a pow. We'll end. A pow in Hawaiian means it's finished. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and pow. That's good. So thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us tonight. Hope you have a great weekend. And much aloha, and be the aloha in every moment. All right. Aloha.
Thank you.